Hey insiders, did you know Bitcoin prices broke new highs on Wednesday? But it's unclear where the cryptocurrency will go from here. Do you? Welcome to our Financial Insights, the place where you are always a little bit smarter and wiser after seeing one of our valuable videos so you can develop your financial knowledge. Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to watch till the end. According to CoinDesk, a single Bitcoin BTC USD 1.09% reached the record high of $51,735.38 earlier in the day, and forecasts see the world's #1 crypto doubling before the end of the year. Although others argue that the current surge to all-time highs is unsustainable. Anthony Scaramucci, the founder of Skybridge Capital and a newcomer to cryptos, estimated that Bitcoin would reach $100,000 by the end of the year, but cautioned investors against purchasing digital assets. According to Scaramucci, the Skybridge Bitcoin Fund LP has around $500 million in Bitcoins. "I do think we see 100,000 in the coin before year end," Scaramucci said. "It's just a supply and demand situation," he said on the business network's Squawk Box, referring to the assets wanting supply and perceived increased demand from institutions. Several Bitcoin bulls point to the fact that due to a stipulation in the asset's original source code, there will only be 21 million Bitcoins as a consideration that will possibly result in a higher price for the asset now and in the future. MicroStrategy Inc. was also listed by Scaramucci. MSTR, a Bitcoin enthusiast, revealed on Wednesday that the convertible debt offering announced the previous session, the proceeds of which would be used to purchase Bitcoin BTC USD, plus 4.68%, and has been increased by 50% to 900 million, highlighting the likelihood of greater corporate adoption of cryptos. During a CNN interview on Tuesday, the CEO of Skybridge cautioned that Bitcoin could drop by 20% to 50% overnight. He also said that he believes the asset's price will remain stable. Meanwhile, according to a research note published on Tuesday by JP Morgan Chase & Co., Bitcoin's instability makes the price of about $48,000 unsustainable. In other words, Bitcoin at current market prices has already more than doubled relative to gold in risk capital terms. In our opinion, unless Bitcoin volatility subsides quickly from here, its current price of $48,000 looks unsustainable. Nicolaus Panigurtzoglou, one of the bank's strategists, wrote about it. Despite a narrative that Bitcoin's rise has coincided with a modest increase in corporate buying, JP Morgan argues that Bitcoin's rise has coincided with a modest increase in institutional interest. The bank reports that since the end of September, businesses like Tesla Inc., TSLA, negative 0.37%, have invested about $11 billion in Bitcoin, accounting for just about 1.5% of the rise in the asset's market value. JP Morgan proposes two reasons why rates have risen to new highs despite low new interest. The institution claims that the inelastic supply of Bitcoin resulting from mining, as well as a premium provided to existing holders to sell their coins, are helping to keep prices up. Individual investors could be providing a bigger jolt to Bitcoin prices than previously estimated, according to JP Morgan. In any case, Bitcoin prices have risen as a result of increased interest from conventional investors. Bitcoin has been adopted by a number of high-profile Wall Street figures, including Stanley Druckenmiller and Paul Tudor Jones. Bill Miller, the founder of Miller Valley Partners, reaffirmed his bullish stance on Bitcoin in a letter to clients published on the firm's website earlier this month. Bitcoin prices were up 77% year-to-date in Wednesday trading, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average (DJIA) 0.65%, the S&P 500 SPX 0.68%, and the Nasdaq Composite COMP 1.10% indices were all up 8.3% so far in 2021. According to Brian Estes, Chief Investment Officer at hedge fund Off the Chain Capital, going to $18,000 to $100,000 in a year is not a stretch. I have seen Bitcoin go up to 10 times, 20 times, 30 times in a year, so going up 5 times is not a big deal. Based on a formula that uses the stock-to-flow ratio to measure the scarcity of commodities like gold, Estes expects Bitcoin will be worth between $100,000 and $288,000 by the end of 2021. He claims that his model has a 94% correlation with Bitcoin's price. According to Citi technical analyst Tom Fitzpatrick, Bitcoin could reach $318,000 by the end of the year, owing to its restricted supply, ease of cross-border movement, and opaque ownership. These figures, on the other hand, puzzle Kevin Muir, an independent proprietary trader based in Toronto. Any Bitcoin hedge fund model is a sham. A mania is impossible to model. Muir explained, "Is it conceivable? Certainly. It's a craze, but does anybody really know what's going on? There's no way." Bitcoin is based on so-called mining machines, which compete every 10 minutes to solve mathematical puzzles in order to verify blocks of transactions. New Bitcoins are awarded to the first individual who solves the puzzle and clears the transaction. Its technology was created with the aim of having the incentive for miners every 4 years, thus reducing inflation. Bitcoin underwent its third halving in May, which reduced the rate at which new coins are produced, thus limiting supply. Bitcoin's resurgence has been sparked by the halving. In a letter to investors on Friday, hedge fund Pantera Capital said that Square's Cash App and PayPal, which recently introduced a crypto service for its more than 300 million users, have been scooping up all new Bitcoins. This has resulted in a Bitcoin shortage, which has fueled the recent rally. According to Phil Bonello, research director at digital asset manager Grayscale, the so-called whale index, which counts addresses or wallets containing at least 1,000 bitcoins, is at an all-time high. According to Bonello, over 2,200 addresses were connected to major Bitcoin holders, up 37% from 1,600 in 2018, implying that institutional capital has flooded in. Bitcoin has recently attracted the attention of investors such as Stanley Druckenmiller, the founder of hedge fund Duquesne Capital, and Rick Reeder, the chief investment officer of global fixed income at BlackRock Inc. Retail investors, on the other hand, remain largely unaffected by the pandemic's economic effect. With the addition of Square and PayPal, however, Leonard Neo, head of research at crypto index fund provider Stack Funds, predicts a surge in retail demand that will be even greater than in 2017. Bitcoin is expected to hit $60,000 to $80,000 by the end of 2021, according to Neo. All of the lofty forecast left Tempest Inc. currency trader Juan Perez unimpressed, if not shocked, and he said a bet on Bitcoin at $100,000 next year would be a bet on the global financial system collapsing. Governments around the world won't let that happen. They will not let the fiat currencies collapse just like that, according to Perez. Based on historical trends, according to Bobby Lee, co-founder and former CEO of crypto exchange BTCC, Bitcoin could hit $300,000 in the current bull market. He did warn, however, that the bubble will burst once it reaches its height and that the cryptocurrency will suffer years of declines. Bitcoin bull market cycles come every 4 years, and this is a big one, said Lee, who is currently the chief executive of crypto wallet Ballet. I think it could really go up to over $100,000 this summer. He said on CNBC's Squawk Box Asia on Monday that there have been 2 of these mega bull market cycles in the last 8 years, the most recent of which happened in 2017, when the price of Bitcoin soared to nearly $20,000 by the end of the year from about $1,000 earlier that year. So far in 2021, Bitcoin has had a record-breaking year, with the cryptocurrency breaking many records and surpassing the $60,000 mark in March. According to data from Coinmetrics, it last traded at $57,660.24. Despite this, Lee reports that the cryptocurrency may face a Bitcoin winter that may last for years following its bull run. For nearly 3 months, the price of Bitcoin has been contained within an ascending parallel channel. This technique is created by using trend lines to link the 2 higher highs and 3 higher lows. The recent surge in bullish momentum, however, has resulted in a new all-time high of $62,741. As a result, the breakout line of the momentum reversal indicator at $61,185 was the critical stage in preventing the pioneer cryptocurrency from moving higher. However, a recent surge in purchasing pressure has undone this amount, implying a significant increase in BTC's market value. The channel's middle line, $68,145, and the 141.4% Fibonacci extension mark, $75,291, are two possible goals for bulls. The recently spawned buy signal from the super trend indicator adds to this upbeat outlook for the flagship cryptocurrency. If BTC fails to close above the breakout line at $61,780 in a decisive daily candlestick, a retracement to the ascending channel's lower trend line at $58,640 appears likely. If the said level is broken, a 6% sell-off to the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level at $54,798 is possible. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Instagram and make sure to subscribe and check out our other valuable videos. See you soon at Financial Insights.